That is the introduction.
Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome. Squirrel Sniper, Awakened Alliance, Lizzo, Reverend Ho, Shari, Sarah, Trapped in Room 101. How you doing, guys? Hope you're doing all right. Can you hear the music? Tell me if it's too loud. This is music for brain power. Let me know if this is too loud. With my talking, maybe it is a little bit. I don't know how well the microphone's picking up. This is sweet music, Lizzo. I've been listening to this today. It's actually lifted my spirits amazingly. It's almost like I could feel it activating all the different parts of my brain. Closed my eyes, and I was imagining the orchestra, and each different bit of the orchestra seemed to relate to a different part of my brain. I actually love classical music. I really, really appreciate it now. So I want to talk to people today. I'll turn it down a bit more because it's a bit loud for me. I want to talk to people about the Georgia Guidestones, right? Because obviously there's been this report that the Georgia Guidestones have been demolished. They haven't been demolished. One of the columns or pillars or slabs or however you want to describe it. It's like a giant slab, if you ask me, a giant tablet. But one of them has been destroyed. People heard an explosion around 4 o'clock in the morning. The next day, one of the pillars is in rubble That's the report. There hasn't been any up close footage or anything. But it brings up the subject of the Georgia Guidestones, and everybody's going on about it. Oh God, maintain humanity under 500 million. Oh my God, and there's 7.5 billion of us here, so they want to kill 7 billion of us, man. What we're going to do is we're going to take a little look at something. If I can find it. Right, can you all see this okay? I'm going to read through it. You can read through it with me. Law Dictionary, 11th edition. With no definition of human being in law, Malinkoff's Dictionary of American League Usage, 1992, defines person as 1, a human being without regard to sex, legitimacy or competence. Completely revised in 1999, the 7th edition of Black Law's Dictionary is the premier legal reference resource. The Oxford English Dictionary, OED, at natural born, defines it as a person who becomes a citizen at birth. Put a pin in that, the word citizen. We'll get back to that. A citizen at birth, as opposed to becoming one later. An obligation is also a duty to do what must be imposed by a contract, promise, or law. A rule of law, which assumes as true and will not allow to be disproved, something which is false but not impossible. Black's Law Dictionary, 5th edition. This distinction between a man and a person is a difficult concept to grasp. H. Henry Blackstone's reports, sometimes cited HBLAB on sales. The Black Law Dictionary PDF free download is now in its 11th edition. Slanderous or defamatory statements that are intended to be malicious in nature. The meaning of human trafficking is organized criminal activity in which human beings are treated as possessions to be controlled and exploited, as by being forced into prostitution or involuntary labor. Define law. See more. If the cited material is found in a supplement, cite the main title and include the abbreviation SUP and the year the supplement was published in the parenthetical. Search the definitions. Alternative spellings or equivalent terms and expressions are provided for more than 5,300 terms and sentences, serving a thesaurus-like function. Now, this is really important, this next bit. Counties and cities can be treated as a person in the same manner as a corporation. Human consumption means water usage for drinking, bathing, cooking, maintain, or hygiene. A monster hath no inheritable blood and cannot be heir to any land. Discover short videos related to definition Black's Law Dictionary on TikTok. Even more interesting is that the 6th edition of Black's Law Dictionary was the only one of the above which properly and completely defined the term United States. And even that definition was removed from the 7th edition of the same dictionary by the publisher in an effort to further conceal the truth about the limited Black's Law Dictionary, 2nd edition, 1910. Add a date. I don't know what that means. Identifier. The relationship of these factors is PLT, law meaning a rule usually made by a government. Right, I want to find this bit that I'm. The legal dictionary offers you access to an English definition and synonym dictionary for thousands of other words. Ballantyne's Law Dictionary, 1930. Monster, a human being by birth, but in some part resembling a lower animal. Here is a list of all pages. Thomas Reuters, racial definition, genes linked on crime zone. Woman. There is no definition of woman, singular, in Black's Law definition, in Black's Law Dictionary, first edition, and Bouvier's Law Dictionary, 1856. A corporation treated as having the rights and obligations of a person, human being, is defined as follows. See monster. So this is obviously, these are a number of references to. Now, we all know that human being, person, well, if you don't, you should know. Human being, person, individual, citizen, these are all definitions. These are all corporate fictions. They're fictional entities that are used for the purpose of making contracts. So a person or a human being or a human or humanity or an individual or a citizen, it's all corporate legalese for property of the corporation. So if you're a human and you're defining yourself as a human being, you're defining yourself as property of the corporation that owns you, that you're registered to. So let's remember legalese. Let's remember that with language, they are tricking us. And now let's go to these Georgia Guidestones. Or rather, let's go to the meaning, not the meaning, the what's actually being said in the Georgia Guidestones. And because it's a contract, it's been likened to the tablets that Moses brought down from God, the 10 Commandments. There are 10 points on it. The tablets were a contract with God. This is a contract for humanity and for the corporations. Anyone reading a contract reads it from the bottom up. Read the small print first. Know exactly what you're getting into. So with that in mind, we'll read it from the bottom up. Number 10, be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. Doesn't seem to be anything wrong with that, does there? Really? Number 9, prize truth, beauty, love, and seeking harmony with the infinite. Well, that sounds quite nice as well. Number 8, balance personal rights with social duties. That sounds like a responsible thing. Number 7, avoid petty laws and useless officials. That's a brilliant, I agree with that, man. That's a fantastic idea. Number 6, let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Now, I don't know about that. Resolving external disputes, I guess that would be problems between nations, and in a world court, that makes sense. Number 5, protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. People, nation, these are both corporate fictions. The court is a corporate fiction. You go into a court to play the game because it's a game. Number 4, rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with a tempered reason. That sounds nice and balanced and harmonious. Number 3, unite humanity with a living new language. Okay, well, humanity is a corporate fiction. Humans are property of the nation, which is actually a corporation, not a nation. It's a corporation. The UK is a corporation. So it's about uniting the players of the game with a living language. Okay, that's fair enough if they want to do that. 2, guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. I mean, you know, diversity is a bit of a trigger word. Improving fitness, that sounds good. Guide reproduction wisely, that doesn't have to be eugenics, you know? It doesn't have to be eugenics. It's just that people are thinking that that's what it means. But why does it have to mean that? Why can't it mean advice? Why can't it mean good, solid, wholesome, healthy advice? And then the last one, which everybody sees this one first and fucking has a fit. But the last one, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. 500 million humans. Well, if humanity is a corporate fiction, then what they're saying is they will not try to own more than 500 million people. That's what they're trying, that's what they're saying. That's what's being said there. Do not own more than 500 million people. Because if you're a part of the UK corporation or the US corporation or the French corporation or the German corporation, if you're part of that corporation and you're playing their game, that's basically you're playing their game. And if you're playing their game, you're playing by their rules. Their rules say, oh, you're a human. Oh, congratulations. You are a dead corporate fiction. You have no rights. You're not allowed to speak in a court of law because you're dead. Only the living can speak. So you have to appoint a lawyer or a solicitor or a barrister to speak for you because you're a dead entity. You're a dead corporate fiction. If, however, you choose not to accept that identity, which all of us, none of us are accepting that identity, none of us want that identity, well, none of this affects us. None of it. It doesn't affect us. It only affects them. It's according to corporate maritime law. That's what that means. Well, we're all opting out of that. So there's no need to worry about it, is there? There is absolutely no need to worry about something that we're fucking opting out of. We want no part of it. And those Guidestones there are saying, well, we're going to continue, but we're going to do it at a regulated, measured, steady, balanced rate. That's what those Guidestones say to me. You got any thoughts on that? Does anybody have any thoughts on that? I'm going to sit here and wait until I see some thoughts in the chat room. Because like so many people are freaking out about this, but I think these Georgia Guidestones are good. I think they're a good thing. Yeah, all right. Humanity, that's allowed. You know, let the corporations exist if they're not going to try to own everybody. I'm going to say, look, we're going to cap it at 500, at 500 million people. 500 million people are either tricked, coerced, or they're such, you know, they're sheep, and that's what they want. They want to be taken care of by the corporation. Let them go and do it. Let them go and do it. deny being human, and they can't prove it if you don't answer their questions. Saying that you've got blood, like taking a DNA sample or something like that, doesn't say that you're well, I suppose it does. You don't let them take DNA; they're not allowed to touch it. All right, Chris, how you doing? Yeah, Chris, that's the whole point about number one. Number one is all about the corporate fictions that are human. Because human isn't what we think it is. We are living men and women. We are not corporate entities. We're not fictional. We're not straw men and women. We're living men and women. So these laws do not apply to us. These rules, these tablets, these 10 things, and specifically, number one, it only applies to the corporate fictions. So it's really, really important that everybody, if you don't want to be a corporate fiction, reclaim your sovereignty, reclaim your power of attorney, become Postmaster General of all your documents, and become the highest authority in any court in the land as a living man, given rights by the Creator, our God-given unalienable rights. Corporate fictions, dead entities don't get that. Human, exactly. No, yeah, tainted by the color of law because he becomes a man, becomes a corporate fiction, a human. But you're a man. You're not a human. You're a man. I'm a man. We are men. Woo! Woo, sir. Oh, oh, oh. And all you feminists and your fucking your agenda pushing things, you can stick that toxic masculinity right up your ass. You won't get more masculine than me, and I'll put it right in your face because I don't buy into this BS. It was always funny, right? When I was younger, when I was in my 20s, I had really soft skin and like I had my little goatee, but I didn't really have much hair on my cheeks at all, and just this really soft skin, and yeah, I just looked a bit. To me, I looked a bit effeminate, you know, and I always seemed to get a lot of attention from gay men, and it was. Do you know? Right, let me just put my head back in because I just lost my train of thought completely reading the fucking comments. I had a point to make. What was I talking about? For fuck's sake. Oh yeah, masculinity. And being the man. That was it. Right. So I had a lot of attention when I was younger. Gay man. And then when I sort of came back from Portugal chasing after the bird that I'd split up with, the girl that I'd split up with, went chasing after her back in the UK and got back in touch with one of the gay men that I was good friends with. And he always he was like my number one fan at my gigs and stuff. And he was at all of my gigs and always just blowing smoke up my ass. And I always knew he carried a little, you know, he had a little flame, little candle for me or something. But he never went. You know, there was a line. He knew where the line was. He ended up crossing that line in the end, and I ended my friendship with him. And then he went full bunny boiler, fucking woke lefty, crazy nut job. Tried to get me fired from my job. Said I was homophobic. I was a gay basher. I was all of the anyway. One of the things that he said to me before we fell out, he was saying one of the things that he found most attractive about me was my masculinity, because he knew there was no turning me. He absolutely knew there was no turning me. And when he stepped out of line and crossed the line, it wasn't anything that he did. He didn't like make a move on me or anything like that. It's just he was insinuating to my friends that we were, because he was letting me. I'd split up with my girl. Well, me and the girl that I chased after, we got back together again for about 6 months, and then we split up. And I was living with her, so I needed somewhere to stay. And he said I could stay on a sofa. Stayed on his sofa, and he started like. My mates were joking about it with him, like, "Oh, hey, Paul, you got him on your sofa," rah, rah. And he would then kind of insinuate and lead them on to believe that maybe something was going on. And it just got worse and worse. And my mates were laughing, and they were sat there nodding, really fucking hell, rah, rah. And then telling me straight away, mate, you won't believe what fucking Paul's been saying. Yeah, he's been trying to make us believe that you and him are, you know. But that's the thing, like, he was attracted to my masculinity. Everybody fucking knows that I'm masculine. I'm not, you know. There's, even if I might even look or behave a bit camp sometimes, or something I say might sound a bit camp, it's like, yeah, whatever. But anyway, fucking hell. Yeah, if I had hit him, he probably would have died. He had some sort of cancer. He was terminally ill, and he was sort of getting weaker and having to take more fucking meds. And he was more and more, you know, he had walking sticks and 2 walking sticks. I couldn't hit him, mate. He was in his 50s. I wanted to. I fucking wanted to, but yeah. So yes, that basically is what I really wanted to say about the Georgia Guidestones. Stop worrying about it. Don't worry about the Georgia Guidestones. They're nothing to do with us. They're to do with people that want to play the game and be part of the corporate fiction crap. The maritime law, corporate law, no rights bullshit. We are going somewhere different. We're headed in a different direction. Where we're going, we are living men and women who have God-given rights and who have complete sovereignty. Each one of us is a king or a queen, and we are masters of our own destiny. We are masters of our own will. We have true free will, unclouded by indoctrination and hypnotism and brainwashing. So we don't need to worry about these Georgia Guidestones, especially if they're putting them on the fucking news. If they're putting it on the mainstream media, you know 100% it's bullshit. It's not that it's bullshit, it just doesn't apply to us. It's like all of these fucking Armageddon movies, all of these games and movies that get made. Quantum Break being the one that I'm watching at the moment, the game that is sort of a game and a movie. You know, it's all to make us believe. It's all like, oh my God, it's going to be the end of the world. It's going to be Armageddon. It's going to be, time's going to stop. The space-time continuum is going to be shattered. Everything, our world's going to be destroyed. Everything's going to be destroyed. If you're one of them, yep, it is. And it's all coming down. The world that they have tried to create through warping our perception is being destroyed through our perception. The veil is lifted. The deceptions are becoming more and more apparent. Our vision, our true vision of what's going on, our true perception and our discernment, it's completely destroying their world. That's why they had to maintain the narrative. That's why they were so so hell bent on controlling the narrative, because the narrative creates the world for them. It means through our perception, collectively perceiving what they want us to believe, they're in power. They've got all the power. They've got all the money. They've got all the fame. They've got all the attention. They've got everything, and we've got nothing. And we will never have anything, and they always will. And that's bullshit. And I counteract that spell right now. It's not, because that's not how it is. It's their world that is falling apart. It's their world that's being destroyed. It's their house of cards that is just, somebody's just walked in and pushed the door open really hard, and the air's just come in, woof, and their house of cards is fucking done. And we can all see it. We've got nothing to fear. We've got no reason to be anxious or concerned. We're not corporate fictions. We're not going to play their game. Let them play their game. And we'll play a new game. Jim Dillinger, that term, the terminology, that's all part of a paradigm, mate. That's playing their game. Flat Earth. Oh, flat Earth, flat Earth, flat Earth. Flat Earth is automatically associated with the false paradigm. It's an observably flat realm. That's all anybody can say. That's all anybody, I don't give a hoot who it is. That's all anybody can say. It's an observably flat realm. Start calling it a flat Earth, and then you've got to put parameters on it. And you've got to say, well, it's a flat Earth, and it's approximately so many miles across, and you know, it's a pizza shape, or it's a square, or it's a rectangle, or we're in a concave, or it's a. Immediately, you have to define it. You have to define it, and then by defining it, you're creating a new box. You're creating a new paradigm. Why do we need a paradigm? Why can't it just be open? What do we have to be in a box for? Why do we have to be in the box that's labeled flat Earth? Why can't we be on an open, infinite in size, infinite in possibilities? You know, like I said before, because words become labels have narratives attached to them, and then automatically people have preconceived ideas and preconceptions, preconceived ideas and yeah, same thing, isn't it? Preconceptions of what you're talking about. So Elon Musk says, I'm going to colonize Mars. And we all think Mars is a planet billions of miles away. It's going to take him 10 years to get there. What if Mars is just a continent that we're not aware of because they've not allowed us to be aware of it? They've hidden it from us. Not one of us has gone out searching for all the continents on the land and taken a boat around the entire expanse and say, not one of us can say, yeah, I've been all the way around, and there's only 7 continents, man. How convenient that it's a 7 as well, like the number 7. It's true, isn't it? It's 7 continents. So we don't need to create boxes. We don't need to jump from one box to another. It's open. This realm is whatever you want it to be. It really is whatever you want it to be. If you want it to be a globe, go ahead. Live on a globe. If you want it to be flat, you decide the parameters and have fun trying to prove it. If you want it to be concave, you can find loads of evidence to prove that it's concave, but once again, you're going to have to give the parameters. So good luck proving the parameters. Good luck with that, because you won't be able to. Nobody can. Otherwise, if they could, they would have done it by now. They would have fucking done it by now. And they haven't, because they're not able to. They tried to. They said, oh yeah, it's 25,000 miles in circumference. Oh dear. Well, that's been disproven completely through observation. So they haven't bothered. They're still sticking to that paradigm. That paradigm's shattered. So do we want to create a new paradigm to then have that shattered? Because it will be. Because we won't be able to prove it. All we'll be able to prove is that we're in an observably flat realm that appears to have 7 continents that we're able to travel to. And if governments didn't stop us from exploring by signing treaties that say we're not allowed to go below the 66th parallel or whatever it is, and we're not allowed to go up north. Oh no! You're not qualified. You're not qualified. You're not experienced enough, and you don't have security clearance. You don't have security clearance to go there. Security clearance to go here in this fucking earth that God gave to me and to you. I don't need fucking permission or security clearance to go anywhere on this earth. I shouldn't need it. Especially if it's what they tell us it is, because all we'll do is just confirm that what they've told us is the truth. But they're desperate to hide it from us. Exactly, Jim. And this is all we need to say. That's all we need to say is we don't know what it is, but we know what it's not. Because that's the truth. We don't know what it is. We do not know what this Earth realm is. It might actually be a computer simulation. Who the fuck knows, man? Who the fuck knows? They've managed to convince us through computer simulation that it's a globe for a really long time. That's computer simulation that has created our perception, fueled our perception that we live on a globe. Respect the authority. Good old Cartman, eh? The God thing is also a paradigm. Yeah, exactly. Well, no, God is actually, no, dude, it's better than that. God is actually a legal fiction. God appears in the dictionary. It is a legal fiction. It's a title that it is synonymous with Lord as well. A Lord and God are both the same thing. They both mean the same thing. They mean the corporation. It doesn't mean the creator. God does not mean the creator. God is a title. It's a legal fiction defined in the dictionary. It doesn't mean what people think it means. Hey, Dragon Sage, have you just got here? Have you just got here? Because if you've just got here and you're expecting me to be sat here going, "Oh my God, the Georgia Guidestones have been destroyed," whoa, then I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed. That's not why I'm here. Trying to change people's perception of what the Georgia Guidestones are by pointing out what legalese is for humanity. What humanity means in legalese. and the implications of that. The fact that if you're a human, you are not a living man. You're a dead, fictional, corporate entity. So humanity has no rights. This is who Mark Christopher inspired me to do this. Ages ago, I saw his video about it, but because people are talking about Georgia Guidestones, I thought it would be a good time to actually bring it up again, and I'll do it myself, because I don't need to know everything that Mark Christopher knows to be able to see exactly what's going on. They're using legalese. This is a contract for the corporations to agree to wind it in a bit. Basically, that's what it's saying. Wind it in. Don't own so many people. Try to live in harmony with the land. Try to educate people. You know, the ones that choose to be part of your corporate fiction, then keep them healthy. Keep them under 500 million, or not more than 500 million. Don't get greedy. Don't try to own everybody, because not everybody wants to be owned. A lot of us say, no, fuck you. We're living men and women. So hopefully it will. Yeah, Hugh by itself is Hugh, it's a meditation, isn't it? It's something to do with God. But then associate. Do you know what? Like, Chris, I think actually this is like one of those really sweetly ironic kind of, like, Hugh is related to creation. Man is us. We are a fractal of the creator or creation. So to put us together with Hugh, we are the sons and daughters of Hugh, human. Also, it means hue, as in color, colored, tainted by the color of law, because they've taken the word human and they've put it into the dictionary as corporate fictional entity. So it's like a triple whammy. It's like the way they fuck us by saying good morning. It's the same kind of thing. They fuck us by saying we're human, because we are technically, and technically we are. We are a piece of God. We're human. We are God men and God women, God men and women. Little fractals, little tiny pieces of the creator of everything. Hopefully that will remind anybody that had heard it before and forgotten it, or it will settle the minds of those people that are freaking out about the first one, the keeping humanity under 500,000. Once again, humanity, corporate fiction, corporate fictional entities, not living men and women, although technically they are. Yeah, okay. Technically, principally, morally, they are men and women. But if they're playing the game and they choose to play the game and they choose to sign their rights and their power of attorney over to the corporation and work for the corporation, be a cog in the machine of the corporation, let's let them do that. And we can't stop them from doing that. That's their right to do that. Even if it's not their true free will, because they're going by programmed subconscious, it's still their journey, not ours. Our journey is to become living men and women. And hey, guess what? Here's a biblical reference. In the, I forget who it is that says it, but he says that in these days he saw the dead walking, and the dead come back to life. Think about that. If you're a dead corporate fiction, and you're not aware of it, you're walking around as a dead entity. If you wake up to that and you say, no, I'm no longer going to be this dead entity, I'm going to be a living man, you are a dead man that has come back to life. It's all very, very simple when you think about it in the right way. Like when you think about it kind of accurately. So technically, we're all in legal terms in a court of law. Until you declare otherwise, you are a corporate fiction. You're a dead entity. Therefore, you are technically a dead man walking. You're a human, a monster, a dead man walking, a zombie, pre-programmed, mechanical responses, no awareness of anything, no awareness of the spiritual, no connection to source, and no knowledge, no care in it either. You just want your fucking nice car and your money and your, hookers and drugs and whatever you want. Go for it. Have fun in your smart city, son. And we're all going to go off and recreate the Garden of Eden, for fuck's sake. Whatever we want, we can create whatever we want. Except it won't be what we want. It will be what we need. We will create what we need. And through that, harmony. We will find harmony. And that's what we need. We need to find harmony. We need to find balance. That's all we need to do while we're in this realm. This realm is a chaotic place. It's beautiful. It works perfectly. It's fantastic, but we're not technically a part of it. And it could be said that we were involved in creating it, or the consciousness that has fractaled out and become you or me is tiny part of the creator. We are the walking, living word of God, the creator, not God, but we're the living word of the creator. We are creation, living, walking, breathing, talking. We're not corporate fictional dead entities. So my advice to everybody is seek out the information that you will require to reclaim your power of attorney, to become Postmaster General of all your documents, and to reclaim your power, your sovereignty, reclaim your crown, take it back from the Queen Elizabeth II, listed as a corporation. She's wearing your crown right now. Take it back. Say, no, thank you very much. I'm a living man, or I'm a living woman, whatever you happen to be. And we'll get on, and we just need to start ignoring them, really. If they, wherever they affect our lives directly, we fight back. But other than that, we just get on with it and just fucking let them get on with it. That's their choice. That's their right. Their sovereign right. We can't sit here saying, I want my sovereign rights back, but you're not allowed yours. You have to do what I say. I want my sovereignty, but you're not allowed to do what you want. People need to remember, if we're going to have our sovereignty, then they've got theirs. They will have theirs automatically. So it's their choice. They've got the right to do what they want. They'll have to pay the consequences for it. And we'll pay the consequences for doing the right thing, which are just far more beautiful and harmonious and wonderful. We'll create heaven on earth. Even if it's a different continent that nobody's ever heard of. Or maybe we'll ship them all off to that continent. Maybe we'll ship them all off to the continent that is Mars. And they're 500 million people can go and live and colonize Mars, the continent, wherever that may be. Or maybe then they won't ever be able to see Mars. They won't ever be able to be in the right frequency to be able to even perceive its existence. Whereas we will be able to see it. We will be able to perceive it. Maybe we're actually creating it. Maybe we are manifesting a new continent for us to go and live on, man. Who knows? Who knows, man? So, thank you very much. 33 people in the chat. I hope it really sinks in, you know, and helps you to realize and use your discernment and actually take control of what you're perceiving and how you're perceiving it. Because everybody so far, as I say, everybody so far to what I've seen, everybody has been perceiving these Georgia Guidestones incorrectly, except for Mark Christopher. And anybody that saw that episode that he did, where he explained it and who it stuck with, if it stuck with them, like it stuck with me. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to keep it under an hour. That was just really what I wanted to say. I thought it was quite important that people think about this differently. Take control. Goonies, never say die. Goonies forever.